Hello everybody, this is episode 11, part 2 of making custom GUIs. Today we're going to be doing custom GUIs using texture packs. Here we go. So, hello everybody, welcome to the new episode of Creating Lyphea. This is episode 11, and today we're going to be learning how to create custom GUIs. As you saw, that was the first episode, or the previous episode, I guess. And this is the second part, and this is actually going to show you how to make custom GUIs with a custom look and custom textures that are outside of vanilla. So first off, what we're going to do is go to the GUI place option. So this is the API part. And what we're going to do is over here in the GUI place option, we're going to add in another option, and that's going to be should place fill. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do over here is in the GUI class, what we're going to do is go to the fill empty slot function. And what we're going to do is just make this line of code. It's going to check if the GUI has should place fill. If it doesn't, it's going to default to false, meaning it's not going to fill it up. You can set it to true, which would make more sense. So by default, it's going to place everything everywhere. And you're supposed to set it to false, and that's it. So if it is false, it's going to return. Another thing we should fix up over here in GUI Manager, what we want to do. So previously it was something like this, and what it says here is basically, so we check the invent and the clicked inventory. We don't want to check the clicked inventory, we want to check the player and the top inventory and the bottom inventory. So how we're going to do that is something like this. So this allows us to basically disallow any click even in his inventory and the top inventory if the top inventory is the inventory we're trying to check. So this is it basically for the API part. Now we're going to go to the front end part. Okay, here we are. So in the main plugin, what we're going to do is basically over here, we're going to add get options and we're going to put should place fill to false. And the one thing I forgot to say is, of course, we should compile the API and put it over here into libs and reload this project. So let's do that. Okay, so there we go. I imported it and added it here. It does look like there's a visual bug here. It doesn't correctly show me that the API is active. I'm not sure what's happening there. But as you can see, it is in fact in libraries and the build was successful. So I don't know. Now let's open Minecraft and see if it works. Okay, we're back. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Why is that? So we added a check to see if this is false over here in the fill empty slots. That is only called in the constructor itself, but we add it after the constructor. So what we should do over here is add something like this. Okay, there we go. So we added the new hash map, and we added the GUIs place option and boolean, and over here we just put all three. So before it was underneath here, underneath the super, and now it is a part of the constructor, and we added it so it doesn't fill the actual contents. So let's give it a go, /stats, and yep, there we go. So another thing you could do is, for example, this item could have item model data of 2, and so if it is 2, then it is invisible, and you could place it here. So this was straight up copied from another YouTuber. I'm gonna leave the link to all of this in the description, to all of the resources, for example, the background, right? But the next thing I should show you is how the texture pack is made. So here we are. This is the person I copied it from, Diamond XR. So let's go into File Explorer for me to be able to explain it to you more easily. Okay, here we are. We are in Resource Packs in Lyphea, right? So you'll create a Lyphea folder. This you can delete. So we will have, this is not optional as far as I know. And this over here needs to contain something like this. So it needs to contain something like this. Basically, it just includes the versions, and this is the name, and this is the back format. So this is not the most important part. The most important part is over here in Assets, Minecraft. So in font, you're going to do a default.json. So I have actually, in reality, 2 GUIs currently on the server. And I'm showing you the second one. So that is the example PNG that I'm going to leave in the description. That is this. But there is also one that I won't say I made. I just stripped it off, but it's the default Minecraft one. So this is like the default empty GUI. It's the same color. It's the same everything. So we added a font over here, and that is basically Unicode character from 0 to 4, I think. That's how you say it. It's basically pixel, that is this. So, I mean, you don't see anything, but it's literally just an empty pixel. Then you have an example, that is this. Then we have GUI, which is this, right? And then we have the pixel again. The difference is, so these two are not the same width and height. So for them to be able to fit into the current GUI, they need to be kind of moved left and down. So this is how you move them left and down. The height goes left to right, and the ascent goes up and down. Now, I'd say you're better off just putting this at -100 and then messing with these. So as you can see, the ascent and the height is also different here. And that would in game look something like this. So yeah, you're not able to put anything into the GUI. In my opinion, it may, depending on what you're doing, it may look better without this and with glass. But yeah, that is it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, of course. If you want to tell me something, please leave a comment. The image and the GitHub are going to be in the description, of course. And that is it for this episode. So, yep, there you go.